If you found yourself here today, I want you to pause for a moment and know this. You're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you, whether a whisper or a deep yearning, wants to understand love at its most real, most raw, and most powerful form. And more specifically, you want to know what it is that causes a man not just to like a woman, but to fall deeply, hopelessly, and irrevocably in love with her. But let me clear one thing up right now. It's not just your smile, your eyes, or the way you wear your hair. And it's not about being the so-called ideal woman either. No, it's far more profound than that. It's about the energy you radiate when you're just being you. It's the subtle things, the moments you probably don't even realize have meaning that quietly carve their place inside a man's heart. Things that make him pause, things that make him remember you long after you've walked away, things that whisper to his soul, she's different. I can't let her go. Now, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever met a man who made your chest tighten with just one look? Someone who didn't even have to say a word to make your entire day feel lighter? Who made your world feel safer, even from miles away? What if you could become that for someone else? What if the love you desire is not about changing who you are, but embracing it in a way that becomes magnetic? Because here's the truth. Men fall in love in ways most people never talk about. And today, we're going to go deep beneath the surface, beyond the cliches, and explore 11 powerful things women do that make men fall so hard. They truly can't imagine a future without you in it. Some of these things are so gentle, so understated, yet they hold the emotional weight of 1,000 grand gestures. And when done from a place of authenticity, they don't just make a man fall, they keep him there. So grab a cozy blanket, maybe your favorite tea or glass of wine, and stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand something that most people never will. That the kind of love that lasts a lifetime isn't about being perfect, it's about being real in the right ways. And before we dive in, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video filled with honest, heart-opening relationship insights every single week. Now, let's begin. 1. When you genuinely listen to him. There's something incredibly rare, almost sacred, in today's world. Being truly, fully heard. For most men, this is a feeling they rarely experience. From childhood, many are taught to toughen up, stay quiet, and hold it all in. So when a woman enters his life and genuinely listens, not just to the words he says, but to the pauses, the hesitations, the unsaid feelings behind them, it's revolutionary. He notices. And more than that, he feels safe, safe enough to let his guard down, safe enough to be soft, safe enough to be seen, not as someone who's supposed to have it all together, but as a human being who also carries weight, pressure, and doubt. Let me give you an example. He might tell you about his day and say something like, "Work was fine, just a lot going on." Most people would nod and move on, but you lean in and say, "You seem like you've got more on your mind than that. Want to talk about it?" Then you wait with presence, not pressure. That tiny moment becomes a turning point. Why? Because you didn't try to fix him. You didn't interrupt. You didn't shift the conversation to yourself. You simply made space for him. And that space is magnetic. Here's the psychology behind it. When a man feels emotionally safe, oxytocin, a bonding hormone, is released in his brain. The more often he experiences that safety around you, the stronger the emotional connection becomes. Over time, this leads to trust. And trust, that's the seed of lasting love. So when you listen, really listen, not with judgment, not with agendas, but with compassion and curiosity, you become unforgettable because you become the one woman who didn't just hear him, you understood him. Two, she supports his dreams. Every man has a vision, a hope, a silent ambition, something that keeps him awake at night, not with worry, but with possibility. And while he might act strong and independent, here's what most people don't realize. Even the most confident man secretly craves support. Not someone to do the work for him, but someone to believe in him when he doesn't believe in himself. When a woman takes the time to ask about his dreams, to encourage his goals, even the unfinished, messy, wild ones, she becomes more than a partner. She becomes a witness to his becoming. You don't need to understand every detail of his work or career. What matters is that you show up with curiosity, that you see the fire in him and gently fan it instead of doubting it. That support might sound like, I love how passionate you are about that. Or, you've got what it takes. I believe in you. Simple words, but they stay with him because in a world full of pressure and competition, you become the one place he feels championed, not judged. He'll associate your presence with his progress, your voice with his self-trust, your love with his growth. And to a man, there is no deeper bond than that. Three, she brings out his playful side. Men often carry invisible burdens, expectations, responsibilities, silent pressures. And beneath all that seriousness is a boy who just wants to laugh, to play, to breathe. When a woman comes into his life and gives him space to feel that freedom again, he doesn't just like her, he feels alive around her. You see, playfulness isn't childish. It's sacred. It reminds him who he was before the world told him who he should be. When you tease him with affection, when you laugh together at inside jokes only you two understand, when you dance around the kitchen or make funny faces just because, you're not being silly. You're building a bond. You become the place where his stress melts away, where his guard drops without fear, where joy isn't something he chases. It's something he experiences with you, and that emotional safety. It's irresistible. So no, playfulness isn't light. It's deep. Because when a man can laugh with you, he can love you. And when he can love you from that carefree place, he stays. Four, she respects his space and independence. Love doesn't mean being together 24/7. In fact, what often deepens love is giving each other the freedom to be individuals. When a woman respects a man's need for solitude, personal projects, or simply time with his own thoughts, he doesn't feel controlled. He feels trusted. That kind of freedom doesn't push him away. It pulls him closer because a man falls in love with the woman who understands that love isn't about ownership. It's about respect. She becomes his calm in a world that constantly demands his attention. And when he knows he can retreat into himself without losing her love, he cherishes her even more. Five, she's emotionally vulnerable. Strength isn't just about holding everything together. Real strength is being able to say, I'm scared, I miss you, or that hurt me. When you allow yourself to be seen, really seen, in your moments of softness, sadness, or insecurity, you open a door for him to do the same. This emotional transparency is rare, and it creates something irreplaceable: emotional safety. When you show him your heart, flaws and all, it gives him permission to lower his armor too. And in that space of mutual vulnerability, real love blossoms. Six, she stands up for herself with grace. Being kind doesn't mean being passive, and being loving doesn't mean being a doormat. Men deeply respect women who have clear boundaries, who can say no with warmth, who can disagree respectfully, and who honor their own worth without tearing anyone else down. When you stand up for yourself without attacking, it shows that your love comes from choice, not desperation. And to a man, a woman who knows her value becomes irresistible because he knows he's not needed, he's chosen, and that choice makes him choose you back with full force. 7. She's present in the moment. With distractions everywhere, phones, deadlines, noise, a woman who can pause and be with a man in the moment is incredibly rare. When she looks into his eyes while he's speaking, when she laughs with her whole heart, when she gives him her full attention without checking her phone or rushing the conversation, she becomes unforgettable. Presence is a gift, and a man falls hard for the woman who gives it freely. 8. She appreciates the little things he does. It's easy to celebrate grand gestures, but when you notice and appreciate the small things, a cup of coffee made for you, a door held open, a gentle touch, he feels seen. Men often express love through action, and when you acknowledge those efforts, it motivates him to give even more. Gratitude turns simple moments into deep connections. When you say, "Thank you, that meant a lot," you're not just being polite. You're telling him, "I see how you love me." And nothing makes a man fall deeper than feeling like his love is understood. 9. She's passionate about her own life. A man doesn't fall in love with a woman who makes him her entire world. He falls for the woman who has a world of her own and invites him into it. When you're passionate about your career, your hobbies, your purpose, your energy becomes magnetic. He admires your drive. He respects your fire. You don't need him to feel fulfilled. You choose him to share in the joy. That independence isn't intimidating. It's attractive beyond words. 10. She loves without trying to change him. There's a difference between growth and control. When you love a man as he is, while still inspiring him to be the best version of himself, you create a space where he can grow without fear of rejection. He falls for the woman who doesn't try to mold him, but reflects back his strengths, his goodness, and his potential. He falls for the woman who accepts his flaws with compassion, because in that space of acceptance, he finds freedom, and in that freedom, he finds you. 11. She makes him feel like a hero. Without losing her power. Men are wired to protect, to provide, to matter. When a woman makes a man feel like her hero, not by being helpless, but by allowing him to step up and contribute, she triggers something primal in him. It's not about playing weak, it's about letting him in. When you say, "I love how safe I feel with you," or "you always know how to make things better," he feels purposeful. And yet, you remain powerful. You're not incomplete without him. You're whole, but you let him add to your wholeness. That balance, that is the love that doesn't fade. So there you have it. 11 deeply human, often overlooked things women do that make men fall hard and stay in love. None of these require perfection. None require pretending to be someone you're not. They simply ask you to be real. Software strong, present, and you. Because the truth is, the woman who captures a man's heart isn't the one who plays games. It's the one who loves with intention, with depth, and with quiet power. Thank you for watching. If this spoke to your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Until next time, stay radiant, stay real, and never forget how worthy you are of a love that feels like home.